Hi, my name is Brian Henry. I'm the Assistant National Fire Weather Program Manager for Predictive Services with your monthly seasonal fire weather outlook for the months of March, April, May, and June. Before we get into that, I'll talk a little bit about the antecedent conditions heading into this outlook period because they are rather significant this time around. Over the past month, the West has experienced a tremendous amount of snowfall and precipitation in the lower elevations in the form of rain. In addition, very cold temperatures have been prevalent across nearly the entire nation except for the southeastern states. In Montana alone, average temperatures were 25 degrees below average, and the precipitation that we received during this period of time was in the neighborhood of 200 to 800% of average precipitation. It was so much so that some of the ski areas had to close down due to too much snow. That's actually an impact for us as we head forward into the fire season in the west, because building of that snowpack means there's a lot more snow to melt off come the fire season. One of the more important factors heading forward in time as we move towards the western fire season is the rate at which mountain snowpack melts. So if the snowpack melts at a normal rate, then we have a better chance for an average fire season. So right now things are looking good from that perspective. But looking at the current situation as it stands now, the drought that's been in place across the West over the past 6 months to a year has reduced in both scope and severity significantly. Areas of concern are pretty much limited mainly to West Texas and eastern New Mexico, where the fire potential remains elevated there. Over the coming month, that will slowly increase, and we should begin seeing fire activity over there, and that'll gradually pick up in intensity as we go forward in time. Looking elsewhere across the country, especially across the southeastern United States, you can see conditions are very moist. The soil moistures are very high, and so during this pre-green up period of time, the fuels are in good shape. We're not concerned. Moving forward to April, as you can see on the map behind me, you can actually see that there's an area that's been highlighted across the southwest in that area of western Texas and eastern New Mexico. There's above normal potential there resulting from the ongoing drought conditions over there. In that area alone over the past 3 months, less than 25% of average precipitation has been received. We're not expecting any significant relief. So as these wind events occur down there with those low humidities, the fire potential will briefly elevate during those periods, and we could see some significant grass fire activity erupting in that area. Moving forward in time, as we go into May and June, the focus begins to shift westward a little bit more. The below normal potential across the southeastern state goes away because typically during this period of time they do not see much in the way of fire activity over there due to the green up and the onset of late spring and early summer type conditions. But as we go into the southwest, the fire activity shifts further west into New Mexico and Arizona, maybe even into the southern Great Basin a little bit. And by the time we get into May and June, we start seeing potential starting to elevate and across the southern Great Basin. And then we also start to see that further west and north shift into California, and then a little bit further into the Great Basin as well, as those grasses dry and cure. Now this year, given the excessive amounts of moisture that we've been receiving over recent months, we are expecting a very healthy and robust grass crop across much of the West, and that is a concern for us going forward, especially as we enter June. By late June, the grasses tend to start curing out and become more receptive to fire activity. So as we progress through June, look for that focus point of that activity and the above normal potential to gradually shift northward, setting the stage for what could be a pretty active July in the lower elevations across the West. We'll have more on that next month with our outlook.